Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, we want to answer this question. Did God cause Job to suffer? Did God cause Job to go through all that he went through? Was God responsible for all of Job's suffering? You see, suffering is one of the biggest dilemmas in the kingdom today. I mean, if God is so good, why are people suffering? I remember a very, very, wonderful depiction of this by some Christians. They did a video, and one person was saying, "Well, if God exists, then there should be no suffering. If there are people suffering, it means there is no God. Because if He is God and He exists and is as good as people make Him to look, then He should see the suffering of the people and just eradicate it." Another person looked at the beard of the person who was talking and said, "Well, there are no Babas." He said, "No, there are Babas. Indeed, there are Babas. I have a Baba. There is just one. I go to him all the time." He said, "Well, if there were indeed Babas, then you shouldn't have so much beard. You should have gone there for him to shave you." And he said, "Well, I don't want to shave now," and all that and all that. And he said, it's the same thing. If you come to God, He accepts you and He changes your story. So, suffering is not proof that God does not exist. Suffering is not even proof that God is not good. Suffering is proof that the devil is at work. That is the reason why suffering exists on earth. But we want to look at this from the lens of the story of Job. You see, from the beginning, God made man. He made Adam, the first man, and God gave him a wife. And then, when things became sour, when Adam sinned, and God asked him, "Why did you eat of the fruit of the tree which I asked you not to eat?" Adam said something very interesting. "The woman that you gave me, she gave me of the fruit, and I did eat of it." This was a man who was supposed to be the leader of the earth. He was supposed to be over the woman. Yet, he is now blaming the woman. So he's indirectly telling God, "God, what you gave me a woman, I didn't ask for a wife, and she caused me to sin against you." God, from that time, will not give anybody anything they have not asked for. So now, you need to ask, and it shall be given unto you. Matthew 7:7. Ask, and it shall be given unto you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and the door shall be opened. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. Or what man of you is there of you, whom if his son asks bread, he will give him a stone? Or if he asks fish, he will give him a serpent? So the Bible is saying, if you don't ask, you don't receive. But if you ask, you receive. And if you ask good, God will give you good. If you are in a state of suffering and you call unto God, God will deliver you. All through the Bible, if you read the book of 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, whenever the children of Israel were under siege by any nation and they cried to their God, God sent them a deliverer. As a matter of fact, in the book of Judges, in the time of Gideon, Judges chapter 6, God actually sent stones from heaven to rescue his people. The stones devoured, they destroyed the enemies. So, all of these, we are just setting the backdrop. We are wanting to answer the question, did God cause Job to suffer? Now, it has been a doctrinal issue. People use this to justify suffering in their lives. They use it to justify negative circumstances in their lives. And they say, well, haven't you read the story of Job? God caused him to suffer. And if you read it at surface level, that is what it seems. Let me read Job chapter 1, verse 6 to verse 12. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. Now see, the sons of God were there, but Satan also came among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Doth Job fear God for naught? Hast not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he had on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increasing the land. Now hear this. Job is saying, you have built, that's Satan saying, you have built an hedge. You have built a wall around Job. He's untouchable. He's in defense. He's a fenced city, a defended city. 11. But put forth thine hand now and touch all that he had, and he will curse thee to thy face. Satan is telling God, put your hand, touch all that he has. Not him. Touch all that he has. Touch his goods. Take his belongings from him. Take his substance. Take his riches from him. And he's going to curse you. So, Satan was not telling God, strike Job, because he knew that God will not strike Job. But he's telling God, take his substance. Take his wealth. Take his businesses. Take his money. And he will curse you. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he is in thy power. All that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. Now, you may be asking, but pastor or brother or whatever you call me, is that not proof that God was the one that said, Satan, go and kill Job, go and strike him, go and take away all that he had? At surface level, that is what it seems, until you begin to go through the book of Job and understand what was going on. Job became a victim of his fear. That is the conclusion of it. Job became a victim of his fear. How do I know that? Job chapter 3, verse 24 to 26. For my sighing cometh before I eat, and my roarings are poured out like the waters. For the thing which I greatly feared is come upon me, and that which I was afraid of is come unto me. That is the answer to the dilemma. The thing which I greatly feared is come upon me, and that which I was afraid of is come unto me. I was not in safety, neither had I rest, neither was I quiet, yet trouble came. I had no rest. I was restless. I had no rest. Whatever you believe, you will receive. If you believe that evil is coming, it will come. Job became a victim of his own fears. Job chapter 1, verse 4 and 5. And his sons went and feasted in their houses, everyone in his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. And it was so, when the days of their feasting was gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings, according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. At first glance, this seems like a very noble thing to do. Like, this man is just a holy man, and this and all that. Yes, if you are a holy man, you simply need to teach your children. This was a display of fear. This man was full of fear, and the thing that he greatly feared came upon him. Why? These same children he was offering sacrifice for, they died. All of them died in one day. All of them died in one day. Now, to prove to you that God was not behind the sufferings and the afflictions of Job, the Bible tells us that God is not the author of confusion. Why would God kill your children only to give you some more? In Job chapter 42, we are told that God gave Job double all he had lost. And the Bible tells us, all through the Bible, you see, God will give you double for our troubles. It does not clearly say that way. That's just paraphrase. God does not give trouble in order to give us double later on. God gives us trouble, double rather, when Satan gives us trouble. God is not the author of confusion. God gave Job twice as many children as he had before because the devil struck his life. God gave him twice as much wealth as he had before because the devil struck. Now the Bible tells us in the book of John chapter 10 verse 10, it says, the thief coming not but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. I have come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. The thief, who is the devil, came against Job, but God, who is the restorer, gave Job all what Job had lost. I trust God that from now on, you will no longer be confused as to why Job went through all that he went through. And if you found any value in this video, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any question, you have anything, any subject you want me to deal with, post in the comment section of this video. God bless you. Peace.